Radio. NFM Radio.
Right. Or see, fire will burn you, Ujai. So never play with fire, otherwise fire will burn you. Welcome to the show, another beautiful evening here in London. Dr. Ekospio Gabra, good evening. My senior bro, I hope everything is going on nicely in your life. Oh, it's all metaphoric. No fire is alive here. We are not burning anything, just, metaphorical. I hope you understand. I am so happy that, I'm quite sure that you guys out there are also, full of happiness in that at least we are still here, doing the festivities, irrespective of whatever is happening around the world, the feeling you may have, the empathy and sympathy you may have for others, you still feel fortunate enough to be around, to receive all these blessings and everything. So, as they say, enjoy it if you can feel it. You see what I mean?
NFM Radio.
It's still in the festive season, festive mood. So, we'll discuss what we can. The latest situation, or let's say, conversation in Ghana is about that young lady, Fia Santiwa. She has put in her, all the efforts she could muster. We hope that the authorities that be will judge kindly and favorably in her favor. Because it's not easy. I mean, I know I can talk for England. But if I talk for the next 10 minutes without, resting, it's a problem. So for that young lady to attempt, to do that, in itself, it's a long feat, if you know what I mean. I don't mean, say, I am a mood, and a mountain. You see what I mean? So, Madam Efia Santiwa, that's your name. Well done. For all due respect, whatever be the consequence, whatever the result may be, those who are judging and everything, you still have done something, spectacular. And we are all behind you. Spiritual way, in the moral way, if you know what I mean. I know either your husband or your boyfriend behind you, but the rest of us, we are in support, so to speak. The next of the conversation is all about. By this time, okay. Reverend Chayo, you know how many 1 second. You know how many men call 1 second. Me will program so. Okay. Yo. It's me, Darcy. Right. So, as they say, it's all about the latest happening and the talking and everything. And what we are hearing is that the Kambeka said the head of state, but no, not yet. The former president, President Mahama, has made some comments, some statements, and some people are interpreting it differently, whilst others are also interpreting it differently. You know what I mean? Ghana, we did. Everybody, they see things, the way they want to see it, or everything. What do you make of what President Mahama said the other day about the examination, WASI, WASU, WUSU, that kind of examination that now people are saying if you wulu, others are saying, hey, you can't say that. The children have dug deep and they have worked hard. So don't say that. I don't know what you say about these things, but for what it's worth, that's why we are here. Everyone, each one of us. Okay, let me play this music and attend to the phone. It's very important call. So let me push this music in, then I'll be back. No, we haven't finished.
Sydney Discotheque, verano del 79, con la mejor música del mundo, del mundo, del mundo, del mundo, del mundo, del mundo.
Oye, oye.
Oja. So that is it. That some are saying that Mahama has every right to say what he said, and others have turned around to say perhaps he shouldn't have put it that way. Whatever you think, who is saying, or say cheating be exams, In fact, me know the way our education wants some course for Ghana I tell you what, me was result of a girl and a result be her. Na me ready wa in my day, those days now, to me extra be man secondary school. Until me technician 1, 2, 3. To me try technician 1, 2, 3 no, it is A levels. To me they call university. Now those days say obinya sa pass marks me kasa. Excellent now. Good, believe me. San Crofono, obi crack di teacher. Chese people's teacher. Obi ant me kahana say in pakobe to me ayejuma wa bank those days. Ayejuma wa ministries. Ni pakono tro sebe grammar na say essay na statement. Ni pakono work out mathematics ni ade obi say no. Ade no wesua. But I'm telling you, say me what result me bush your phone be there ascend me. I just say pesika edia mano your friend is saying home studies because Sabio yent me can say you cheated because that's a bebuna bem. That's the only place this is the only where I think anyway me can answer. But yent me can say no. Saturday we pa me hwe say na osi tro bro for near there say we cheat here. Me doing kasa no. The only thing I hear is say me nebuja following na pay excellent teachers be on be na dey wo fia because we nya marks no be ya enim say in try. So the education system in Ghana, the way things are going on, me feel say obi kan mama ye hwe ni ye kakra. Mama ye hwe ni ye because as if how we dey talk no. It is such people who will become the leaders, I say leaders of tomorrow. Like people, okay, thank you. People who will come and run the country. So it is something that needs to be taken seriously. The education situation in Ghana. Let me listen to this gentleman. Then, like I say, we'll be back, as we say. We'll be back.
The NPP is becoming too funny. You remember when the cedi was performing poorly against the dollar, they attributed everything to the Russia-Ukrainian war and COVID-19. And they had to even go for an IMF program. And currently, one thing we don't know is that IMF is the one in charge of the economic management team. They are actually putting the government under a serious scrutiny and also a serious discipline of spending. Now, the cedi has gained a little strength against the dollar, and they want us to believe that this is as a result of Dr. Mahmoud Bawumia's economic policies, forgetting that the people of Ghana started attacking Bawumia for performing poorly because he's the chairman of the economic management team. And the MPP say, oh no, he's not the chairman. Today you want us to believe that he's the chairman of the economic management team. MPP, you take us for granted. You take Ghanaians for granted. And it's too funny.
Right, that is Jeremiah. Also, the MPP for you are taking Ghanaians for granted, and it's too funny. Let's go and listen to this conversation too.
Oh, so they are actually learning this thing in the classroom?
Yes.
Okay, I understand now. Into the country now,
So, question 289. If I read it, you answer.
Okay.
Where is the location marked for the construction of the National Cathedral?
Accra.
A, Accra. B, Cape Coast.
Don't read the rest, just Accra.
Okay.
Okay.
The next one. Which sections of the population have stood against the construction of the cathedral?
You have to make them understand.
Which sections of the population have stood against the construction of the cathedral? A, doctors. B, what? You say make I not read. B, what?
Of course, they have opposition party in it, right?
Yeah, opposition members to the government.
Yes.
You get teachers, lawyers, and doctors.
So teachers know
are you opposition to the government?
Now, you see, and this is where people have a problem. Now, read the question again.
Which sections of the population have stood against the construction of the cathedral?
Exactly. It is majority of Ghanaians that have stood up against the construction of the cathedral.
So the person you write the book, you know, write them well.
This is a propaganda work. And this is what the kids are learning in school. Look at what they are learning in the classroom.
This be RME or social.
Wait. Look at the question. Look at the answer. Also lawyers, doctors, teachers, and
opposition members to the government.
This is clearly an agenda.
The country now.
Look at the things we are learning in the read the last question. Read.
What are the main reasons for opposing the idea of the National Cathedral? E. The building is not strong.
Okay. Now, the way you are reading it, funny. What are the okay? So this is the follow-up to the question 290. Let me read the question 290. Which sections of the population have stood against the construction of the cathedral? Doctors, lawyers. That is A, doctors. B, lawyers. C, opposition members to the government. And D, teachers. So this one, clearly the answer is opposition members to the government. Then the 291 question said, what are the main reasons for opposing the idea of national, or what, it's not what, he said, what are their main reasons?
Okay.
So what are their, so it is referring to the question 290. What are their main reasons for opposing the idea of National Cathedral? The building is not strong.
I mean, they no build finished, so how the building is...
Look at this. The money for it could be used to create more jobs. There is no land to build it on. We don't have people to build it. See, bro, Mr. Ghana education says, your future is futuring. Look at this rubbish.
It not be just this year, sir. I think years ago, there was one that says, Nana Addo Dankwa Akufo-Addo, popularly known as All Die Be Die, canvas votes for Dash with his eloquence. I don't know if you see that one. Say it be question.
Look at the things people are learning in the classroom.
I don't know who they set the question.
Look at the answers given. There is no land to build on. Just a critical thinking. Look, the building is not strong.
They no build. How would not be strong?
Just see. Oh.
This be very funny.
This be sad though. No, it's not funny. It's sad.
If you get kid brother, like me, I get problem.
You're kidding the school, right?
They here now.
So this is the DNA. Now, all the mom answers, let it be thought provoking. The building is not strong.
The money could be used to create more. Now, who names say
money could be used to create more jobs? And this is the China for building a remote.
We don't have people to build it. That will last.
You go other countries. People are making progress in what? Some of technology and wait, no, wait, what be the point? What is the relevance of these questions to our educational system? Free school, cathedral, what is cathedral's purpose in your life?
I'm sorry, Dan.
What is this? Even if you are going to ask questions about someone, be creative. Actually, answers. The building is not strong.
There is no land to build.
There's no land to build on it.
Affordable house.
Now, bro, see. No, we will find the person who created this book and we will burn. See, we will make you pack all the books, then we will burn them. If we finish, we will make you use the ash. If we take Franco and take shrine your head inside. Because this is foolishness.
Two young people sat to discuss this education system, and if you listen to it, let me put in the music. I need to attend to my telephone. I'll be back.
Discoteca. Verano del 79, con la mejor música del mundo.
Oye.
Right, two of my guests at the moment they are driving on the road, so it's not safe to do a Zoom anything. We'll wait till when they get to their destinations. Anyway, if you are on the Facebook, kindly share the whole thing to everybody. We are discussing Ghana's education. Also, we can discuss, so far who is winning in the what do we call it, in the popularity stakes. I've seen certain figures by Imani and other figures by Global Info Analytics, and it's pointing in certain directions. Anyway, as for the direction it can point, but as if it will be practical, I mean, that is the reality of things that should happen, then we will know when the time comes. But I want to know from you, dear na wote every we kura say we krom Ghana baby are free. Dear na wote Seba umia on eja obona pro no all about digitization and digitalization, you know, and no afa amankrofo na say Bahama obi kan say even now Bahama is talking too much because he should just shut up because Ghanaians know that he's better than the rest. Why is he talking? Obekasa man no cry from you know, just the way I say or can't be bakubi emsen and no from here. But I tell you what, NDC phony they will never agree that Muhammad said that thing and maybe he shouldn't have said it the way he said it. I mean, there's no doubt that the education system is completely diluted and it's having a very negative effect on the outcome, you know, on the perceived or now say the expected knowledgeability of today's youth, you know. So people can pass exams all right, but it is turning out to be just superficial, the paper passing of exams and nothing much in their brains. You see, it's a fact because look, nobody can dispute the fact that what they call contact is it contact times or contact hours or you know like I would say effective or you know effective steady time, you know, the actual steady period people should have in Ghana. Nobody can dispute the fact that they are getting less of the steady times because they go to secondary schools 3 weeks, 2 weeks, maximum 1 month, then they come back home and everybody knows that things are not adequate. Teaching is not going as it should be. So for all of a sudden, for kids to come and pass exams in this, you know, in this quantity, in flying colors, excellent. Look, I say I have one in front of me. The pass marks, if you see, if it was in 1985, 1988, 1990, if it was 1970, somebody got those marks, that fellow is qualified straight away to be in the university because that is really, really good. Let me show you. I won't call the name because it's a family. It's a niece. I don't want to, bring her down at all. That's the last thing I will do. If you tell her that maybe she cheated, it will break her down completely. So I just, we are planning to find extra teaching for her, even though she has finished and everything. We know because we see the marks now. My office in let me put my spectacle on because marks, more the papa more fair. If you see, yeah, Afuna being. Me see me bonidin. Candidate name, blah 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 blah. Type of examination was CC wasi. This wasi, as apparently we are no more doing this wasi self that we are not doing with the West Africa people, but we are still using the acronym. So wasi. Then the examination center to Anogo mention, no good. So this thing is social studies, excellent. English language, good. Onya social studies, onya A1, that is excellent. English B3, good. Mathematics A1, excellent. Integrated science A1, excellent. Economics A1, excellent. Geography A1, excellent. Government A1, excellent. Islamic religion study B2, very good. You see, if you see this one, like I'm saying, 1970s, 80s, 90s, maybe even in the 2000s, when someone shows you this this exam scorecard, you will say, oh, Afuneya been pa. But if you can imagine that people go to school these days, spend 3 weeks, and spend 1 month at home, and they can get such pass marks. The Ghana no magicians are now. You see what I mean? So anybody who is criticizing the standards or the outcomes, They have every right to criticize. But what you don't do is what you don't do. The telephone number, if you want to call me, 0208 123 5911, and I say 07876 251 261. Anyone who can come in before my Accra people will be ready. Or if you are on the Zoom and you want to have a response to what I've said, the Amakano, on the Zoom level, or if you're on Facebook and you want to also write what we call it a messenger, you can send a message and I will definitely, like I say, I will definitely read. Moke. I'm watching from Tema Michelle Camp. Okay. Moke from Tema Michelle Camp. Aiko Akwabanso. And Merry Christmas, Afishapa Bibia. Right. So, this is what we are about to discuss. My guest, one of them will be Professor Gachi is driving now. So, then we have this Dr. Benjamin Boachi of is it ASEP, Africa Center for Energy Planning or Energy Program, something like that. ASEP. They are saying that lithium agreement, and so I want to get him to come and say what he wants to say. You see what I mean? And okay, thank you very much. I want all right. Okay, thank you. So if and when he is ready to join us, we'll be very, very happy to have him. You are listening to MANSA MUSA, and the program, as always, is called Fire Will Burn You. Let's see. Let's go here and see if we can listen to what Professor something, what's his name? This man, long time I have not seen him speak, but let's see if we can get him.
One of the greatest disappointments of Nana Akufo-Addo's regime is that, honestly, he raised the hope of Ghanaians. Ghanaians expected that we had gotten the leader with a vision, with the charisma, with the determination. And it seems if he doesn't redeem himself in the next 14 months, he will go down in history of one of the most disappointing leaders. And what the corruption, the arrogance, they think that there is Ghana is for them, and that without them Ghana would not be there. Even some of them thinking that they should tell us who should be our next president. God forbid. One of the greatest disappointments of Nana Akufo-Addo's regime is that, honestly, he raised the hope of Ghanaians. Ghanaians expected that we had gotten the leader with a vision, with the charisma, with the determination. And it seems if he doesn't redeem himself in the next 14 months, he will go down in history of one of the most disappointing leaders. And what the corruption, the arrogance, they think that there is Ghana is for them, and that without them Ghana would not be there. Even some of them thinking that they should tell us who should be our next president. God forbid.
Right, so that is this man's take, Professor Stephen Adai. You remember him? Today he's saying that Akufo-Addo is likely to be one of the, but I don't see that one of the. He's simply going down as the worst leader Ghana has had. And that is a fact. Okay, thank you. Onje ntumwa obetimi afre na waka akoma so de a kire me so MANSA MUSA, I don't I don't believe, or I don't believe what I'm hearing is not true. If you believe too, you can also let me know, and we can let things fly. This evening too, the moment I got here, can you imagine? My laptop simply gave up. How can a laptop give up like that? It just gave up. It's just dead. I mean, no power going through, nothing. And it's like I was using it at home. I was using it at home. It was working all right. Okay, Marty. It was working all right. Then all of a sudden, it's not working. I mean, the power is not even lighting at all. So this is a major issue. This one, I don't think I will need a computer engineer to tell me what is happening. Simply, maybe the battery is dead completely. The battery, the computer battery, not that it has run out of energy or you can be recharged. No, it gets to a point you can't even recharge it. It's just gone. So it got to be replaced. It's just a carbon fee, something I didn't plan. I heard you. This technology, techie things, Right. So what I'm discussing here, what I want us to talk about, recently, John Dramani Mahama, okay, all right. Mahama went around and in his deliberation, his messages, he says something which some people are saying or interpreting it as a bit too harsh, especially when what he said is directly to school children, school kids, students. Bahama said their exams, the result that is showing them coming out in flying colors shouldn't be taken on the surface. I mean, shouldn't be taken on face value, and that it looks as if they have cheated their way out. You see, and that some people or teachers or somebody have helped them to cheat. Obviously, it's a strong sort of statement to come from someone who wants to be a president. You see, many people will agree that the system is completely broken. The exams or its results is nothing to be very enthusiastic about or to be truthful about. And that because the government is running the whole education system in such a way that children don't have the contact time or contact hours with teachers. They will go to school 3 weeks, maximum 1 month, and they have to come back home, and someone else will go. And so they are not getting the full teaching sort of the quality of knowledge that should be impacted into them. They are not receiving the full benefits of those that knowledge that they're supposed to get. We all know it. So, for anyone to come and brandish exams results as a proof of excellence or a proof that things are working, for me, I would say that what do you call it? The ostrich analogy comes to mind. People want everyone to bury their heads in sand and say, oh, our children are doing well, they are doing well. You see, for me, it is not so. It shouldn't be so. And people who are shortchanging, our children today should know that they are producing the mediocre adulthood of tomorrow. And that is a recipe for everything unsavory. Everything. I won't even say disaster, but everything unsavory. So they should be careful. At the same time, President Mahama, his comments, directly to the kids that some of them have cheated and they will help to cheat. I don't think was in good taste in my mind. In my small private mind, I don't think that was in good taste. I think he should have found a way of telling the whole Ghana that they, the NDCs, can do better. They will make sure they will raise the standards, and for the kids, for the students, the students, all what they can do is what is in front of them. What you give them is what they have to work with. So if you come to exams and they don't know, they cannot write to pass, and teachers are helping them, for them, you see, they are supposed to be invigilated or, supervised so that they don't cheat. But if the people doing supervision themselves are helping them to cheat, it's not, I don't think it is nice for the teacher or the head of state to say, oh, we know that some of them cheated. Really, it dampens the spirit, the enthusiasm, the confidence of the kids. So for that one, in my own small way, I know some of you wouldn't agree with me, but I think Uncle, my senior brother Mahama, spoke with the wrong word. The wrong words, so to speak. Straight out, I got to say, look, he's a human being, and this long, winding election campaign, look, pitfalls everywhere. One day you will say something, and everybody is following you, shiny and everything. The next day you see that say boom. Something you said wasn't right, and this is not the end of the world. But I hope his advisors will take this on board. That no matter what, school children are not exactly armed robbers to be chastised straight away in public, and obviously, until officially, it has been proven that some cheating took place. We don't have to let the kids feel inferior about what they've done at all. It's not good. Because what about those who didn't cheat at all? Now, every one of them will fall under suspicion that somehow maybe they didn't get their grades the normal way. So that is my take. So also me boy they make no nyanse nim na I don't have some people, one or two people I spoke to say I don't even have the right to say what I'm saying, and that Mahama has so much information at his hand and it could be very true that he has all the information, but like I'm telling you, I have the results of my niece in front of me here. I look at it, excellent, but I know she doesn't know nothing. I know. There's no way I'm going to tell her to her face that I did what you tell them on me to still I will completely destroy her confidence. You see, I wouldn't say that. What I'm going to say, and her mom and her dad, we are all planning to find money to engage her to another sort of extra teaching by some, top grade professional teachers at home. You understand? That is how it is done. So before we close the matters, the MPP side have got some whip to whip the Mahama. Hey, I didn't know. I've seen so many things, education ministry trying to lambast him and everything. But it is a fact that our next generation are being shortchanged big time. I mean, the course you know, school 3 weeks no abafie. Na wasanko no wasan bafie na ebi ko na ebi bafie say utumu say adikire no teachers na brebre according to information. Some teachers don't have rest at all apart from maybe the weekends. They don't have rest at all because the shift is such that when this shift is finished, the next shift comes and they have to report. The teachers will have to go and teach again. The teachers don't have the 3 shifts or the red, gold, green that they can go home with. No. You see, so all this in taken into consideration, we can only assume, not even assume, but come to a proper educated assumption that the education system is not functioning properly. And if it's not functioning properly, and all of a sudden we have examination that we ourselves have written for ourselves, we Ghana have our own exams board decided to decided to conduct examinations outside the West Africa structure, which used to be the case. So no party outside can come and scrutinize what we are doing, whether really we are gaining top marks, legitimately or not. That is something that has to be looked at. And so you, the NPP side, who think that, you've got a stick, a big cane to cane Mahama for saying those things, you should know that some of you are my age group. You should know that your nieces and your nephews are being given rotten education. And that is really not nice. It's not proper. It's not good. And the earlier we all talk so that education standards will be raised, the better. Hopefully, for me, let me, okay, thank you. You see, for me, I will put it this way, that there is no country anywhere. Okay, thank you. I mean, not that there is no country, because Ghana too is a country, but what I want to say is that all the progressive countries, the industrialized, the first world, and the rest of them, they don't have this system where the whole boarding school system is paid by government. Education should be free. But that is why even the rich nations, they have the day system. People go to school and come back home. If you finish and you want to go to university, you don't have the university of your choice in your hometown or your home area. Okay, you go to the external education places somewhere. That is fine. But education, secondary school, you stay at home and study. And so, if anyone says that they are going to review the education, it doesn't necessarily mean they are going to cancel free SHS. No, the SHS will still be free, but how it's going to be managed will be different, and it will take time. I'm not sure. I don't think, for all it is worth, that NDC will come and the next day say, we have abolished it. No. I think what is going to happen is they will continue with what is the status quo, and vigorously build new infrastructure, rooms or buildings to cater for the day community schools. I think they are going to do that seriously, religiously, build so many of them. So maybe in a 2-3 year, maximum 4-5 years time, there will be so much day secondary schools almost everywhere. Then we can phase out the boarding schools gradually. You see, not even abolish it, but because the boarding schools, if we, let's say 70 to 80% of all the secondary schools are day run, or possibly being run by, it is day accessible. Yeah. Then the 10% or the 15% remaining, you can say, okay, if you are a parent and you have so much money to burn and you want your ward, your son, your daughter to be a certain school in the boarding house, you have to pay for it. Pay for the boarding. And for the tuition, the books, and the computers and everything, government is supplying. But the boarding house, you pay for it. You see what I mean? Or a few of the top brains among the kids can be given scholarships. Few, about 3-4% of the people who take the exam, they are so bright that they should be encouraged. So they will be given scholarships, maybe given boarding house status or boarding school status. You see, this can be planned. So I'm not sure, or I don't believe that the NDC will just decide when they come day 1, day 2, so free SHS. How can they cancel it? The SHS should be free. How free it is that so person call boarding school and the obetua. A binu basis in that school da kese be even if you are in Accra, you want to go to Achimota, it's a day secondary school, go to Achimota, Your transportation, everything is nice and beautiful. The Mahama Group have done their 24-hour economy thing, and things are working properly. You can take bus to school and back. At the same Achimota, if they have a boarding house and some parents have so much money and maybe they live far away, so they can't be a day student, then they can pay for their ward to be in the boarding house. But let me repeat, everything else is free. Everything else is free. For instance, the tuition, the materials, the TV screens, the computer screen, all those kind of things you use it, the football field, the lawn tennis, the table tennis, everything, right? But as for your accommodation, a bank cannot take that one up in the long run. For now, whoever becomes the government will have to gradually work it out. So everyone, including Mahama himself, has the right to criticize. What we don't do, though, is to criticize the kids themselves. That one, dear, that one, and that is what my big brother Muhammad did the other time, criticizing the kids. Naturally, on fat. Okay, thank you. So, you are listening to MANSA MUSA. If you want to come and say something either on Zoom or on Facebook, in fact, I have the what do we call it? The YouTube also working. You see, wherever you want to or whatever you want to do, you can join me and send messages anytime. If you want to question my motives too, you can. MANSA MUSA, fire will burn you. right, a special bobo for you guys. Use a bobo, they're not from Kra. I like it, but we need it. I read somewhere, and Muhammad Baumia has met some international gathering, and he has reported that Ghanaians are fraudsters. We are doing everything, fraudulently. He has mentioned tax dodging, fake IDs, fake passport, fake that, this and that. And we are thinking, obviously, I thought Baumia and his people were they were employed, or should I say, they were voted in to sort these things out. I know where Baumia is driving. You see, he will come and end. I will later find the full audio. He will come and end and say, oh, that's why he's doing digitalization for this, for that, for this and that. Forgetting that in this country, for instance, UK, before digitalization or digitization, before, a central data system was made for people's identity to be recognized or, to be verified, the government didn't, or the rulers didn't have an excuse because they didn't have digitization. That's why this and that and this and that. They tried in their own way, I remember, to sort things out. The corruption within the police system was very minimum. And that if you do things wrong, you end up being prosecuted. Before electronic, the computerized system came in. So Baumia going and even telling foreigners that Ghanaians are fraudsters. It's something, This guy, he's completely lost it. Baumia has lost it. Mr. Nilate on Facebook is saying, MANSA MUSA, why is Ghana not part of the West Africa Examination Council, that's WAEC, WAEC, so that the student performance can be compared to other West African countries? I think that was how it used to be. The thing they talk, it be so, no, we all be, Saturday TFS, okay. Vivi Nash, my co-presenter, tomorrow she will do a program here. He say you are all welcome because I say greetings from NFM to you all. Vivi Nash, greetings to you too. I hope so, Bibia, you're okay. Moke from Labadi. Is it Labadi? Oh, no. Tema Michelle Campi say I'm watching you. Okay, Moke, thank you very much. Share the Facebook and share and like and everything. Anyway, so like I say, Baumia is going around saying that Ghanaians are, doing fraudulent things. And he is saying all this to the extent that he is doing the digitization to address these problems. You see, it is really, how do I put it? That for Baumia and his likes, to think that you fail at a core subject, a core mandate, you fail completely, then you devise a subsection, a subsector of the domain and say that, oh, I have done this subsection, so mumbonji me so. It is funny. It is outrageous. But that is Ghana politics for you. That's why from next week going, I will try, in fact, I will get the report from the Global Info Analytics. Hopefully, they have finished compiling what they are compiling. They have a lot to tell us, hopefully. Okay. But then, if you have just joined, I will say Akwaba. And if you want to have discussion with me, tell me or ask questions about what I've just said, you can come in. If anyone who wants to say something, if you raise your hand, I'll let you speak. Dr. Ambrose is here, and Joseph and Joe. Yeah, Joe. and Ibrahim is also here on Zoom. Please share the Facebook, share the radio link, share everything for people to listen in. Tonight, what I'm discussing, I've told you, is about the education, the system that is now undergoing so much changes, which, a change that not all of it will be profitable or will be positive for our next generation of Ghanaians. Because, like I told you, you see, my niece, let me see if I have this here again. If I can find it somewhere.
Never pay for Wi-Fi again.
Oh, Jai.
Instabridge is a free app with 20 million Wi-Fi passwords all over the world.
Are they? Hey, my force. Let me see if I can get it. Okay. I'm trying to get the my niece, her WASI results. Patrick, 1 second, mommy, I will let you speak. Her WASI result, I can see it here. I know she's not that brilliant. She's not that brilliant, but if you see the result, my brothers and sisters, you will clap for her. Social Studies, A1, excellent. English, B3, good. Mathematics, A1, excellent. Integrated Science, A1, excellent. Economics, A1, excellent. Geography, A1, excellent. Government, A1, excellent. Islamic Studies, B2, very good. I know, we know, that is her father knows, her mother knows that she's not that brilliant. But this is the scorecard she's showing us. So we have decided that we'll put her on the more sort of tuition privately. Patrick, your hand is up. If you can unmute your speaker or microphone, then you can join me to talk. Hello, Patrick. It's not Patrick, rather Abdullah Razak Ibrahim. Hello. Abdullah Razak Ibrahim. Hello. Your hand is up, and I want you to say what you want to say. I don't know if you can hear me, but I'm doing the shouting. But Ghana, sometimes the link is not that perfect. So even though I'm doing the shouting, maybe he's not hearing me. Any of you on Facebook, on Zoom, if you can hear me, can you acknowledge so that I wouldn't think that somebody is ignoring me? Or maybe if you are not hearing me too, you can send a message. Listening to MUSA, I am on NFM Radio. Okay, so Joseph is saying he can hear me all right, so that is good indeed. MUSA is talking about the education system. Education no apra machese obia esungu ni yem. Na we na president to be Mahama akokan bibi. Asem na okan and some people are miscalculating it or among for no ka say one can ye. In a way, no miss me feel so one can ye. Me partner no. But whom am I? If you think Mahama said it right, you can call me. If you think he said it not right, you can call me. Or anyhow, you can send message. Okay. One of the telephone numbers, it was off. But the other one too is on. So no excuse. If you want to call, the numbers are 0208 123 5911. And I'll say 07876 251 261. And the other topic at stake is that I'm waiting for my guest. The guest I'm waiting seriously to have discussion with. Dr. Manshia, you want to say something?
Yeah, hello, MUSA.
Yes, good evening, Dr. Menchia.
Good evening. Today I'm not going to make any contribution, but I just need something from you. A couple of days ago or weeks ago, one doctor came on your program that he has conducted a research into the 24-hour economy. We asked him to provide a source. I don't know whether he has given it to you and you've given it to your audience. If not, we need it because we are not going to allow those things that went on previously, where people will come out to indicate that they've done this research, but there's no truth about that. We want the reference to the research so that we can read, look at the methodology that was adopted, the sample size, the findings from the research and the recommendations. So you cannot just come and say whatever that you want and go. You should provide the source so that we can read to know whether it was a good research or there's not even been any research. He promised to send it to you, but I don't know whether you've received it. If not, please, to make your station a credible station, we need the source. Get the source for us, because if you allow anybody to come on your program and indicate that he has done the research, state his findings and go away, we're not going to allow that. We're not going to accept it. We need the source so that we can also read the research and authenticate it. Please, that's all. That's the reason why I came. I'm only listening to the program that you have today.
So, what do you have to say about the education system and what Mahama said?
I'm not going to comment on it now. I'm just listening to your panelists. And if, after that, if I have any information or any thing to add, I will come back to contribute. Okay. But for now, my concern is to get the source or the reference for the third research.
Obviously, tonight I'm not discussing that, but thanks for the reminder. I will find out.
Yes, it's just a reminder, yes.
Right.
Thank you.
Okay. Okay, Patrick, I hear you. I will send you the link. Anyway, Mr. Abdul Razak Ibrahim, hello.
Hello, good evening, my senior most brother, MANSA MUSA.
Good evening and welcome to the show.
It's been a long time I joined you. It's been a bit busy here in Ghana, that's why. I looked at the topic tonight and I was so much fascinated, and I wanted to. I'm ready to contribute to the program. And listening to what our father, the former president, His Excellency John Dramani Mahama said, I think it will take only those in the education sector to understand what he meant. I've just read a post by Dr. Baumia that not everybody will understand what it takes to be intelligent. Well, I don't fault him, because some of us are ready to question how he got his doctoral certificate. But I want to go straight to the point. The fact is that we should be asking ourselves some of these questions, and the answers that we are going to get, will let us know whether indeed what the former president is saying is true or is false. One, is it true that Ghana no longer writes the WASI exams, which is the ones supposed to be organized by the West African Bloc? That's a question we need to ask ourselves. If it is true that Ghana is not participating in the West African exams, but rather an exams organized in the house, let me say, in the home country, then one can understand, one can say that what the former president is saying is true, because once there are no benchmarks.
What did the former president say? Can you repeat it?
He questioned the results of the 2023. That some teachers are even aiding in writing apport for the students.
That some teachers are aiding the kids to cheat.
Yes, they aid the kids to pass the exams.
To cheat, okay.
I am in the education sector, so I am speaking as a professional, as somebody who is in the service, not as a let me say a hearsay person or somebody who just want to talk. These are practices which are going on, or let me say they are there, and this time around, the level at which it has reached, it has never happened in the country before. That students in the exams, not only that they'll be whispering to, but teachers will write answers on the board for them to just circle and copy. That's just it. Some go to the extent of even printing the answers on A4 sheets and then distribute it in the classrooms for the kids to just copy them to make the grades, all in the name of painting the picture that the free SHS policy has indeed yielded positive results. And we can only deceive the parents, some of the parents, but not all the parents. We can only deceive the illiterates, but we cannot deceive what will happen in the near future. That is in about 5, 10, 15 years to come. Whatever we are doing today, we will not realize it. It will be after like 10 or 15 years later. Then we will see the damage that we have caused to these young, promising students who either to maybe could have learned something using their brain, and they would have come out as refined students. But here they are being given answers just to reproduce them and make better grades to deceive who. These are some of the things that we are talking about. And like I said earlier, that if you are to ask questions, that is it true that today, as we speak, the SSC that the children are writing, the words that they are writing, is it organized for the students only in Ghana, or is for the entire West African bloc? If it is for only the students in Ghana, then there's something fishy. Because earlier we were writing an exam which was organized for the entire West African students. But today that is not the case, because we want to paint a picture that the free SHS policy is yielding a positive result. That's why we are doing all these cosmetic things. And like I've earlier alluded to, we are only deceiving ourselves for today, but we cannot cheat what will happen tomorrow, because surely that day will come where I am reading my MPhil. I'm reading MPhil in curriculum and pedagogy. That's what I'm doing now. Some of our doctors and our professors, we help them to mark their scripts when after the midterm exams. And I can tell you on authority that some of the English that we see, we are witnesses to, that we are marking. Sometimes we just have to call the doctor or professor and say that, Doc, this one I can't see anything. We just tell you, cross it and give a mark or two. Because in Ghana, we are more concerned about the grammar, and the grammar is not good. The children are not writing anything meaningful. So we will not see the impact of what we are doing today. But in the next 5, 10, 15 years' time, that is where we are going to reap the repercussions of what these politicians, especially the people, is or are doing to our kids. How can you be running a free SHS when even the basic school, the parents have to pay for even printing fee? Parents are paying for it. At the basic school, parents are paying for printing fee, they are paying for sports, they are paying to maintain the schools. We are not sending resources to the basic school. We have heaped all the resources to the secondary. So what resource, or what kind of students are you producing to the secondary school?
So this issue,
you
see, this issue, you are there. You are there. I mean, you are in Ghana. Is it now officially proven that some teachers or a large group, section of the teaching community have indulged in exams malpractices to help the kids? Hasn't been officially been proven.
Master Musa, let me go to the account balance and give you a proverb there. It is said that asama any adanse no. You try anyone who be the adanse to it. Even if somebody is hearing your matter, and the person is not privy to what has happened earlier, listening to what is coming out, the person can make some deductions and inferences. And in the end,
you see, the reason I asked this question is that
yes, I'm going to answer it.
Okay.
But I just gave you that caveat. When you go to the WAEC's own website, 2022, they cancelled over 4,000 students' examination results. So this is clear evidence to tell you that indeed it is prevalent. Because if we are cancelling over 4,000 students or 4,000 candidates' results, over 4,000, then it tells you the degree or the magnitude of the situation we are talking about. We can compare it to the earlier years and then see whether it is in the ascendancy or is rather declining. Right? We have had teachers who have been nabbed. I said I'm in the service. I'm not a hearsay person. As my rank now is AD1, Assistant Director 1. That is my rank now. Right? I just got the promotion, I think, this year.
Congratulations.
Thank you. So I know what I'm talking about. Teachers have been arrested for supplying answers to students in the classroom. It's not only on the SSC we are talking about. It's prevalent at the BEC. The BEC is the same thing. SSC because the SSC is where we make or is what's going to make the child or unmake the child. So if the child fails at the SSC, that means the child cannot become a nurse or a teacher or a doctor or engineer or whatever. The child cannot become it. So we want to paint a picture that let's say the free session is good, so let them pass. And then they are passing them. They are giving them the apple to pass. You get it? So it is proving. You can, next year, God willing, 2024, inshallah, we will all be alive. You can send it. We can help them.
You see, the difficulty we have, the difficulty we have in all this. The difficulty we are having, I am having, is that, look, you yourself said, examination room shenanigans or the criminal. I mean, it's actually a criminal act to try to cheat in examination. I mean, you said it's something that is prevalent. I mean, people are doing it, but maybe it was on individual level. Now, when the former president says this, the implication is that now it is like a policy or a state-sponsored, state-organized manipulation to help the kids. That is my problem, my worry. Has that been proven? Because as for the state or the governors, I mean the government, the party that is ruling, they are hailing the result as, a testimony to the very good sort of free education that they are providing, and that everything is okay. Now, the other side, the opposition, are saying that no. There's so much, there's so much in this that is destroying our education, especially the children don't have too much time with the teachers. They spend very little time at school, this and that, and now they come and, pass heavily like this. There's something wrong. You can say that, but to actually say that, now it is so much, people are officially even cheating, making sure that the children will pass. can we prove that it is something that is being done because of the free SHS?
Mr. Musa, I'm not at the secondary school, so I cannot pretend to be speaking to matters in the secondary school. That indeed, I have evidence to that. I cannot say that. But what I'm saying is evidence of teachers who have been arrested in that regard. Evidence of schools who have had their results cancelled in that regard. Here, I'm not talking about a student, but I'm saying that evidence of schools who have had some of their papers cancelled for some of the candidates in that regard. Because it tells you that at that time, a WAEC personnel was there and saw it feely. The schools who are unlucky to have a WAEC personnel in
what year are you talking about now? What year?
I'm talking about 2023 and then 2022. I'm talking about
2022. Okay, so in that respect, the government can say that that was due to their vigilance. I mean, they actually made sure that criminal activity got nipped in the bud.
WAEC is an examining body.
Okay.
It has come under barrage of accusations to the extent that.
Anyway, listen. For what it's worth, look, you cannot answer for the Ghana Education Service, and you cannot answer for the government, the NDC, the opposition as well. So I don't want you to commit yourself. I don't want you to take that heavy duty of trying to justify certain things. For me, one second. Before I go to the next person, all what I want to ask you is, sum it up. You think what Mahama said, I MANSA MUSA have an issue. Are you saying that, I shouldn't have an issue? I mean, it was right what he said.
What he said is right, because we are there, we know what is going on in the system. So the only thing is that they will have to probe it. You have to probe it. That's the only way you can ascertain the veracity of what he has said, whether indeed it is true or it is not true. That is why I said that earlier, that next year, God willing, we will all be alive, inshallah. You can send somebody down. Specifically, we can have an arrangement to bring the person down, and then we'll try and see if we can get the person to be an invigilator. And then we'll film some of these things to you so that at least you get to know whether indeed it is a cook and bull story, or it's a cooked story that's been churned out there, or it is something that you have seen it with your naked eyes. We can have that discussion, and then we will see. Because it is
so to you, Mahama said the right stuff. The comment is okay, right?
He said the right stuff, not because this one we are talking about the future of the children.
Yes. Okay.
It's not about politicization.
Don't you think that put down? You see, don't you think that put down can also affect the confidence, especially those who did not cheat?
No, I say if you have not stolen a meat and they are shouting thief, 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 you will not tend. You won't tend to ask who is the thief. There are genuine students. As a teacher, I understand and I admit that we have gifted and talented students and we have intelligent people. They are not the same. There are people who will learn to be intelligent. However, there are people who are naturally gifted. They are intelligent. They are well endowed. They wouldn't have to even sit for a class, but just give them the idea, and that is just it. They will blow it.
Okay.
So they are there.
All right.
So I don't want to mix all of them up and say that all of them cheated. No. In fact, it will be a naive on my part to say that, right? But majority that we know, that we encountered them, some of them you meet them. I mean, simple expression becomes a problem. There's one student 2022 who completed. Name of Papa San said, "What try there? Send there over nursing training." Said, me pa we sure. Media. This one is not a story. It's something that happened. The father was asking the child, so what are you going to do at the university? I said, what do you mean you can go be? I said, what blow? I said, there be what trauma. So we know what is happening in the system. We know it. But just that, for us, we cannot come out to come and say it. The next minute, okay, we don't want it. So we'll find a place for you.
All right.
You get it?
You, Mati. Common Purpose Alliance. YK. Common Purpose Alliance.
Franklin Kujo Amban.
In fact, my friend was you or driver into still at time home. Hopefully we'll get him here. Right. What have you got to say about what we are discussing so far?
Oh, I just came in, but I disagree with what the other guy was saying. At the end of the day, you ask him, say,
volume no, may be now, but I'm saying, what do you form kakra?
What's the matter?
Me too, but the echo radio no, so no, what do you very low, which is strange.
If it helps me,
What is kasa?
Me, at the end of the day, Mama is Sankanyesa or Standibioma. He is considered as a statesman. You don't make such comments about your education system in public. There are a lot more who are genuine students who pass their exams correctly. You cannot tell me, say, you are more than cheating. It's not true. We shouldn't be doing that to ourselves. There are students who cheat, fine, but majority of the students, they don't cheat. So you cannot, because of a few bad notes, degrade the results of majority of these students who work very hard for their exams. It's completely unfair. And we shouldn't, because of whatever reason, make such argument. It's not right. I mean, that's the way I see it. And Mahama himself shouldn't have made that comment in public. Because this issue of exams leakage, anything, even 2015, we've got the evidence there that this issue has been there for a very long time. It didn't start yesterday.
My producer, I'm signal. Listen, baby, I want to call I be above because to be honest, I have to say you are trying to check yourself not to make noise. Oh, maybe two of my but the echo no, and you're so low. And I didn't say can very important.
Maybe I mean you see headset in here. Okay, hold on.
Because headset bit me deceive kakra say we feel say wo tie mu so na enko bebia oh nti se me tie mu asum na say omo mu tie o no struggle a problem. Anyway, why ready at waso?
What's doing that?
After much better. Yeah, go ahead.
So my point is that if you want us to deal with something that is going on in the system that is not right, we shouldn't pretend as if, say, every student or most of the students are cheating. That cannot be true. I mean, we know humility. If you go to Presec, you won't tell me, say, Presec boys, they are cheating in their exams. They are very good students. And also they came out of these exams with flying colors. So when the grade St. Augustine students, Chimota students, With the grading, you not grade just because you want to claim, say, some schools are cheating, or some students in some schools are cheating. Deal with it.
Let me come in here and let's try and discuss this, Nabi. On the other hand, you and I will agree that the problems that has beset the free SHS program, namely, number one, logistics. Because of that, children go to school 3 weeks, maximum 1 month, and come back home. Please, we spend 2 months and that. Then we expect that all of a sudden they do exams and they are coming out with flying colors. So excellent. My kind me needs be result. My kind waha. But me na ye baku ye good and baku ye very good. They are kind excellent. Meanwhile, we know that they haven't had the teaching or the contact period, the proper steady period, as we say, if some people are concerned or suspicious, say government should be almost the bus. Oh, someone say after all, no, free SHS, is producing so magnificence or this sort of clever boys and girls. Ebinum Superfood said that is in the true picture. How do we square this circle?
My point is that cheating in exams happens every time since we were even going to school.
Yes.
And when it happens, some schools are isolated that they found, say, it was predominantly happening there, and their exams are cancelled. Me know we are school or Ghana in some schools get their results cancelled. So we should isolate schools. These things are happening there.
But me in Chawa no asata mo awoka no. Ye time no. Aban no mba betu no say, "Hey, mo hu nkrofo se na esi pass. Aban na ya ade o." You see what I mean? That bluff, that sort of you can say taking that credit. So mo ya and no na this answer when you eba no because ye gina to say individual be cheating, but they say no you say acquired is official, it's not proven yet, but acquired is official, like the other previous time I buying it or is it past papers or pop papers old just for them the student to study so that they can pass near the idea. It is being the exams, it's not the education alone, but the exams itself is being politicized. Does that not worry you?
Well, you see, if you want to talk about things that are politicized in Ghana, it's not just exams. So if you want us to discuss politicization of...
Let's stay with education and exams. Let's stay with education, please. Because from immigration to customs to military to police. But let's stay with education, please.
No. You asked me a question. Let me answer it. Don't tell me how I should answer
No. Hang on. I don't want us to expand it. Let's stay with education.
No, we cannot deal with just the symptom of a problem. You brought the word politicization
of education and the exams.
It's not exclusively for education.
Exactly, I agree. But let's stay with education, please.
No, we cannot stay with education when we want to deal with politicization.
No. We are getting it wrong. The subject matter here is not politicization. The subject matter is education and the exams. And I'm saying that the politicization of education, does it worry you? Look, let's forget about all the other politicizations. They are all wrong. They are all bad.
Wait. MUSA, when I was talking, I didn't bring the word politicization.
I brought it.
You brought it.
Yes.
And I'm telling you, say, the way my mind works, the way I make my political argument, if you digress and broaden the issue and bring in the word politicization, I cannot isolate it to education. Because politicization is a big word in Ghana. And there's a root cause of it. So we cannot isolate education.
So in relation to what we are discussing, what politicization, what has it done to education?
So let's not even bring politicization into it, because it happens across board. It happens every time. So the issue is that we can deal with politicization of education, but there are politicization of other things.
Do you agree with me that our education system is now heavily politicized or not?
When an education system is being reformed by a particular government, obviously, no, it will be looked at, say, the other people, other opposition party and things like that. They'll try and find fault with it, and that brings about the politicization.
Fair enough. So it is politicized, right?
Well, it's being politicized by the politicians from both sides.
You see, when we started, I didn't apportion any blame to anybody. All what I said was that, are you not worried that our education system is being so much politicized? That is the question. I'm not saying that, or by whom, or by what, or who is at fault. I gave it to you broadly, so I wanted your mind, I wanted to know your opinion. If it is politicized, where do we go from here? What do we do to stop this unnecessary politicization? This is the discussion we should have. I'm not saying we are attributing faults to anybody.
That's what I'm saying, sir. The politicization of our education system has been going on for 32 years.
Sure.
Right? So there's a root cause for it. So if we want to deal with it, we have to deal with the root cause of why our education system has been politicized. That is why we find a solution to it. Because I think, say, for instance, when also change our education system from when the SHS system started. It was in the 80s that it was done on what pilot project. Near friends at
JSS, yeah.
I've got some mates who went through that system. It was just a pilot project. But I think when this DSS, SHS, SSS, it was a political decision to do it that way. And that is how the education system has been severely politicized. When we were doing our O-level and A-level, the education system politics wasn't really involved in it. Everything was running quite on its own. So just here, I think the transformation from our O-level and A-level to the SSS and JSS, that is when our education system became heavily politicized, because a lot of people in the political arena felt that system wasn't good enough. So there was a division about how the system is being run and how bad it is. And even the politicians themselves, they weren't taking their children through that system of SSS and JSS.
MANSA, please, can I come in?
Not yet.
No. Wait, let me finish. So I think, the politicization of our education system has a root cause. This is very rooted in this JSS, SSS, and SHS, and JH. They've been trying to do so many things over the year. What is about 3 years? So Sedena, we also buy only 4 years. So it has been a battle between two political blocs who are trying to position themselves, they are transforming our education. And I think we have to get to the point that we have to leave the education system to the technocrats, people who know how to run education properly, for them to deal with it. We need to have an education authority.
Obviously, you see, this 80s changes, now you're talking about JSS and all that, I wouldn't say that was politicization. It was because there was an academic and socioeconomic consideration to it. thinking at that time that, what we were bequeathed with or what we were left with in terms of our education structure gave us so much of this humanities, the humanities studies, so much of it, and very little in the sciences and technical and vocational. And so for that matter, some changes. As to whether it was implemented properly, it's a different debate. But if you say that was politicization, that system wasn't politicized. The politicization, I can say, is, like you said, 4 years for secondary school. Then NDC people came and said, endorsed about 3 years, which I personally opposed. It wasn't good. Then they said, somebody came and said, look, let's continue with the progressive secondary school, free essays progressively. Somebody said, people will stay at home doing nothing. They are all qualified. They should all go, whether we have rooms for them or not. You see, even that, I wouldn't say it is politicization, but the proper politicization has now come to bear that someone got to prove that what they are doing now is rather helping or is producing better results, which is the danger. Because people are holding certificate. Me say me ama offer me kind in each wa excellent song. Esu me aminim say wa bon. Me aminim. In the 80s, me know friends Waiki. In the 80s, somebody got that excellent. The goodness me. The guys were good. Today, me ama from it say wa bon. And we are going to get some other private tuition for her. We know he has got the certificate with all those months. And the politicization we are talking about is now the challenge. Say, some people are trying to prove, what you are doing is spoiling the education, whilst others are saying, no, it is improving matters. And this is the danger. I think you agree with me, or not?
This is where you probably didn't listen to what I said very clearly. I said, the politicization started when you are doing a radical reform of a system by political powers. You've already politicized that sector because you have people opposing it who think you are doing the wrong thing and you are using your political powers to do something that is wrong. So I'm saying the JSS, which actually, and the SSS that was implemented was done by politicians. So obviously, the political
was it not advised from academics?
Thank you very much. So from then, the whole education system was politicized. So everybody is trying to prove, what Obeto is not good enough. So they have to do something different to make it better. And then the other person too will be looking for lapses in what you're doing, it's not good enough. Because no system is sacrosanct. No reform is sacrosanct. So when you leave it to politicians to make those reforms now, then you have opened the gate for politicization of that particular sector. So that is the root cause. That's why I'm saying, we should have an education authority that implements education reforms run by technocrats. And that is what will stop this politicization. So the long-term planning of the education system is done by technocrats under an authority, so that we can have some progress consistently. I mean, it's a work in progress education. You know the sort of things that we go through. And I'm in the private sector, private tutoring for our O-level and A-level. And the standard of these children here, I'm telling you, there's all the standard, not the compare timer. There's nothing to write home about.
I totally agree with you in that respect, because of the technology this time, but still, in our case, you see, and I make us say, JSS no any other no the idea. I remember that time man Krawaka baby now no education minister. The idea that time was that what we had. Oh, sorry, one minute. That what we had was just giving us, humanities. People, maybe more lawyers and more office workers, but very few doctors, very few engineers, very few artisans. Unlike what they did in Germany, artisans, they have more artisans than lawyers, put it that way. So maybe that's what they wanted to copy. But after that, you see, when we had the so-called democracy, the party state, where everyone is fighting to be the rulers or the governors, everyone is trying to, how do I say it, to undermine, maybe not, not in the real sense, but every party is trying to get the upper hand over the other as to how things must be done. Now we have a situation. Now let's situate our conversation on what we have, and that is a lot of people. At least the assumption is that a lot of people have got certificates or they have got pass marks, and yet Utumu said they are not that there. What can we do to address this? Especially you being a teacher in a private sector. I mean, you are a teacher anyway in the UK here. So what do you think must be done?
I think that's what I'm saying, sir. We should reform the system by doing something that will take away the powers from the politicians to technocrats, to reform the education system, and to give it the kind of progress that and uplift that it needs. Because politicians, look, BBA an exact science, an education system is not an exact science.
Of course, it isn't. Yeah.
There's going to be problems.
Yes.
Every system, there are going to be problems. But the problem with what you're doing is that the political opponents take advantage of the problems and make it look as if, say, there shouldn't be any problem. Whereas if you take them out of the education system, then technocrats are running it out. You can't blame politicians when things are going wrong. So the technocrats will address it because it's not a political decision to do A, B, C, D, or D in our education. So until we take these politicians out of our education system, these problems are always going to be there. And even if there's a change of government, there are going to be problems with the education system that politicians will take advantage of. And there's always going to be problems.
Let's come back to why we brought about this discussion tonight. And in a brief statement, if you can, so I can go to another person. That is, you see, you said we should try to get rid of we can't get rid of them anyway because they make the policies, the politicians. You see, we have a situation now that the ruling government and its associates are saying, look at how brilliant the kids are. Look at how they are passing the exams. Then we have the opposition saying, yeah, we know that they are cheating. In this particular discourse, where do you stand? Do you really believe that things are right? Irrespective of Mr. Waiki, irrespective, say, someone said something, didn't say it right. Let's put that aside. But you yourself, do you think how you see things, how you hear things, are we on the right path?
No, we've not been on. I've always had an issue with I always have an issue with this free SHS system, because I think, the reason why Kufuor changed it to 4 years was because no university their standard was so low that the university engineering and 4 years no. As it not from SSS SSS for no university on tech near more 5 years. They do 1 year pre-university course. So what I say, because their standard is too low before they do the 4 years. So they were doing it 5 years for engineering. Social sciences, they were doing it 4 years. So the whole system, somehow, for some reason, lowered the standard of the 18-year-olds entering the university. And that setback, I don't think we've managed to recover it.
What if says some university professor, at least for now, one of them at least is saying, casting doubt or questioning the validity or the strength of students coming to the uni. Apparently, these guys are struggling, and nobody is listening. Straight away he's been tagged, because maybe what he's saying goes well for the opposition. The government side, they are not happy. And this is our problem, isn't it?
Yeah, this is our problem. And that's what I'm saying is that this problem didn't start today. For time, they face the same issue. That's why they made it before decided, say, okay, the SSS now back on 4 years. Because Uncle University, year 1 year and son one start your course because our standard you're too low. And I don't think, like I'm saying, the problem has been you can't say rippling. It's been going on.
Yes.
So we haven't been able to solve that problem of low standard of these children going into university. And if we don't address it from the root, from the foundation, say Burma standard name prove, maybe we should look for the next maybe Uncle School is saying from 6 years to 18. So 12 years.
Look, I will say, if it is the secondary school, I bring back from Form 1 to Upper 6. If it is commercial, if it is commercial, if it is vocational, if it is technical, you see that levels that we had, there was nothing wrong with it.
I was coming there.
So I think I've been kept waiting for a very long time. I wanted to make.
I'll leave you to come and run your mouth. Don't worry. Make you visit.
No, that's not fair. That's not nice. You can't say come and run your mouth. I mean.
Well, I thought say when he said the students, majority of them were cheating. No, you know that is not true. So you shouldn't say that. Anyway,
I'm saying that it's not fair for you to tell your a panelist that I will finish for you to come and run your mouth. That is not good.
Well, I was talking. If courtesy demands, he shouldn't be coming in.
Listen. I'm running the show. I told him that he should wait, but for you,
he didn't give.
YK, listen. There is nothing wrong. No, there's nothing wrong to be. There's nothing wrong. Hang on. There's nothing wrong, to show humility. This one you can say, oh, listen, man, can you instead of leave him aside.
You shouldn't have come in.
Listen, you are not running the show. I have already told you, don't have to do that. Because if somebody come and tell you that, YK is running his mouth, you will get offended. It's wrong. Please.
Can I continue?
No, you can't until you sort this particular conversation out. It's not nice. I'm telling you that. Thank you. You are welcome.
Thank you very much.
You are welcome.
Bye-bye.
Bye. Right, MANSA MUSA, and the program is called Fire Will Burn You. If you come here, you don't talk well, fire will surely burn you. Joseph Nkrumah.
I just got out of it.
It is Fire Will Burn You. That's the name of the program. That is the title. It is not about individual. The title is Fire Will Burn You. It is metaphorical. No fire has been set here, but metaphorical. Mr. Joseph Nkrumah, your hand has been there for ages. Before I go back to the young man in Accra, the teacher in Accra, who has been promoted recently. Joseph, I'm sure you will say you don't agree with me that I say your leader didn't speak well. He has a point, or he had a point, but he misspoke. That is my take of it. I mean, Maybe you don't agree. But take it away. We are listening to you.
Yeah, thank you very much for giving me the opportunity. Let me say a very good evening to you and a very good Christmas as well. And let me also acknowledge my seniors.
Very good. Good, this one.
Yeah, let me acknowledge my seniors on the platform.
Okay, now that you bring... No, hang on. Now that you bring Christmas, let me ask you. Me, I got... Can you imagine? I got a white woman to prepare me in cutting coin. In cutting coin of my money. White woman, in cutting coin of my money. And fufu. And so I'm married. So you tell me how you celebrated it before we go to the... this is the serious in common. Before we go to the trivial ones.
Unfortunately, I have been very sick. I have been very, very sick throughout this Christmas. Honestly speaking. Yeah. Since Friday.
You see, you have not been a good boy, so Father Christmas couldn't even visit you. Anyway, happy that you are back. At least you are still active and going, so that's good enough. All right, now let's talk about triviality, about education and its... Go.
I think Mansa Musa, we are having a discussion which is of so much importance.
Mr. 1 second before you finish. Bright Simmons is so... Mansa Musa, I'm really, really, really sorry. Hectic time. I'm on the road to somewhere later. So I said, no. Later, I'm back to my point here. He, you see, somebody like that, he feels that he should be humble enough to come and say, sorry for not able to turn up. That's Bright Simmons of Imani. All right, take it away. Let's go.
Yeah, so looking at the nature of the discussion and looking at who we are discussing about, is not just any ordinary person. It is the former president of Ghana. And like the man who just spoke, he said if he wasn't contesting, and now that he's even contesting, he's still a statesman anyway. Whether he contests or not, that attribute cannot be taken away from him. But you see, Mansa Musa, there's a saying that paying now crying and can carry for a day. Or can who be an army? And I say,
recently about a year ago. They had this python, their type of python here in UK, our friend Blackadder. Then they were advising dog handlers and dog walkers and to be very careful, and they shouldn't come in contact, and when they see it, they should drive it away. They are not saying you should kill it too. Anyway, Yanko.
Yeah, so now say statesman Nasoti or Maimu. Na who say his
NFM
children,
Radio.
his grandchildren, his nephews, his cousins, his sisters, and all that are going through something which is not going to be beneficial for their own futures. You say you should be quiet. I think, Mansa Musa, where you are also not being fair to all of us is you should have rather played the tape for us to know what exactly Mahama said. Okay. Now, even
it's too late aside, now, but I will look for the tape.
It's too late, but even with that aside, look, it's only the MPP that, because politically they feel say they are doing this for them to kind of generate voices for their free SHS into their bashing John Mahama. Look, do you know, as we speak now, other people in the education sector are taking, is it the Ministry of Education or something like that, to court? Because do you know that this examination, some schools allow children to take mobile phones into the examination hall? Do you know that?
I didn't.
Do you know that the markers of the examination are saying that some questions that the students produced AI-generated results, and that there are some questions. What the student wrote was that what the AI, when he put the question into the phone, and the AI material came out like I do not have any view about this topic. That is the same thing the student puts on the answer sheet. That the AI says it doesn't have any input to this kind of thing. And you expect a former leader, a former president, to sit down there, all in the name of there has been a free education. And so we want to showcase, look, if the free education, if the government had any good intentions, the free education is good. Nobody is against it. If he had any good intentions, why would you exit the West African Examination Council? Because if we are to match
but 1 second, I want to know this seriously. Do you, in fact, I should know, but for me, if I don't know something, it doesn't make me a small man. If I don't know, I raise my hand. Do you know the reason why Ghana chose to opt out of that West Africa Examination Council thing? Do you know?
It is simple to tickle ourselves and laugh.
No. The official reason is what I want. If you don't know, tell me you don't know. I don't want to just say what you think it is. The official, because there should have been an official reason for that happening, isn't it?
Well, the official reason, I have never seen them come
we may have to find out. Anyway, carry on with your statement.
But the whole thing is that they feel to this government, it is for them to, like we have now, everybody has passed. We have 99.9% passage. And for that matter, the free SHS is yielding results. That is all. But as you were talking with my senior man you were talking to now, and the other person who also spoke before him, none of us. I was privileged to have had
NFM Radio,
SBC and SSE pass through that system. None of us during our time, even me, I'm in the 2000s, so even me, I'm the youngest, had the chance of going into even with a foreign paper, let alone a mobile phone. Anyway.
This is someone no, I'm joking. You know I'm joking.
Let alone a mobile phone. You see, Mansa Musa, the subject we are talking about. Look, you were talking about remedies. How do we remedy this situation? Look, if obviously, unless this government exit power before that thing can be done, if we want to prove that truly these children qualify or they pass, as John Mahama has said, the university should institute entrance exams and see what will happen in Ghana. The universities, they should institute an entrance exams. You pass the exam before you enter into the university, and you will see what will happen in Ghana. Look,
you see, we have to try to remove all emotion. For me, I'm an adult now. I've been a child before. What I don't want to happen, I agree with you, but I don't want the whole thing to seem as though it becoming a punitive measure against the kids. You understand? Because for the kids, they can only work with what is in present or what they have been given. So now, if the whole government itself, the whole state, the whole nation is saying that they have passed and passed well, now we say, now let's test them hard and see. It really not fair. Really not fair.
Mansa Musa, this is where you are also not fair to the former president. Okay. Because the former president did not make reference to the children as going to steal exams questions to come and write or whatever. He didn't make that reference. He wasn't emphatic on the children as calling them thieves or as calling them.
Oh, so you had the tape, yeah?
I haven't heard the tape, but I know in the wisdom of John Mahama, he will never be that daft. He will never be that kind of a person. And so it is only proper that all of us will listen to what John Mahama said. What I have heard, as John Mahama referencing to, is that the state has been involved in a way calculated that, to kind of project this kind of free SHS, allowing some teachers, allowing schools to have this kind of helping students to pass exams. That is what he said. He is not saying the children went to pay bribe to Mansa Musa for Mansa Musa to give them questions or whatever. But the state is helping, which is not good. You understand? Which is not good. And so I think what John Mahama has said, it is the best. And me, myself, I have been saying this, that look, irrespective of my political belonging, my political stand and order. I wish one day Kufuor would also make a statement. And these are the things we want, because we need to listen. We need to hear from our statesmen. They are the anchor of the state. They are the people who have to, if there is a war, these are the people we need to consult. These are the people who are going to lead us. You understand? And if they begin to be so silent and things are going in any manner, shape, or form, we will blame them. And so it is only proper that as people, we congratulate and applaud John Mahama for coming out to speak. Don't let us bury him alive, all because we think he is gunning for power, and for that matter, he will only make statements that befit him. Look, Mansa Musa, if genuinely Ghanaian students are passing exams, breaking all records, is it just the NDC or the MPP that is going to benefit? Is it not the entire country? And so if we forcefully also impose a 100% pass on students, and they go out there and they fail, is it not the whole country that is going to be disgraced? And so these free SHS people, or these young boys who took the exams, is it all of them who are going to vote for NDC or the MPP?
I can see that you clearly not on the same wavelength, and that is fine. That is the noble.
Please, you give some people 15-20 minutes to talk. They didn't say anything proper. Let me talk, please.
Yes. You are coming to spoil. Don't spoil your case. No,
I'm not spoiling my case.
I don't want, such references, such utterances. No. Hang on. Who are those people? You can tell me that I've been sitting all day. I'm not making sense. I will agree or I will disagree. Okay, but the rest of the panel, you cannot say that they have come to speak 20 minutes without making sense. That, you see, the disrespect that you have for each other. This is what I hate. Please.
Listen, Mansa Musa, I'm sorry if I use a wrong word, but what I'm trying to say is that allow me to talk, please, because some people spend 20-25 minutes. I've been on there. I've been very quiet.
Do you know how much time you have spent?
And how many times you've interjected? Subtract and
because the conversation is nice, I'm conversing with you. Yeah, I can just leave you to talk and finish and
on a more serious note.
Go ahead.
Like I said, we rather need to demand more of this kind of conversation. We demand more of this kind of interactions from the former president. He's been there. He has led the country. He knows what's it. And you see, one thing is, we are all making this statement without even being privy to the kind of information John Mahama has. Look, Mansa Musa, in the last 3 years, if you look at the engagement John Mahama as an opposition leader has had with even international...
This guy that is talking nonsense, that is saying some people talk 20 minutes, they didn't make sense. Who is he?
But YK, I thought you said you are going.
No. You see, this is why.
Hang on. Listen. YK, you want to just YK, you want to just barge in to spoil the program. The man says something. I have already spoken to him. He has apologized. What's your problem? YK, and the man said, I told him to. He said he has apologized. So what's your problem?
He hasn't apologized.
YK, have you been listening?
You apologize for anything.
YK.
Did you apologize?
When you were talking and your friend is saying, Hajia, 1 second. Hajia Mpacho, 1 second. Listen, YK, the man said something. I quickly rebuked and he apologized. Then you jump in to come and start it all again.
No, I didn't hear the apology.
If you didn't hear, I'm telling you that he has apologized.
No, he won't apologize. Master Musa.
Yes.
He will not apologize. When this man was talking rubbish and you tried to control him, he refused.
So you are not talking rubbish.
Hajia is on the floor. YK, you are not on the floor. Hajia is on the floor.
Came and control you. You don't buy data for us.
we want to join the program to also express our view. You don't buy data for anybody. If you can't, drop and let us continue with our important discussion. Master,
you see, you can't even talk. You see, that's why I'm not.
YK, Hajia is on the floor. YK, Hajia is on the floor. YK, Hajia is on the floor.
Okay, Mansa, I'm quiet.
Control yourself. Drop, Master. You don't buy data for anybody. Why can you? Why you look at me telling that?
Hajia, everything is settled now. Let's go on to the main issue, please. Hajia, please.
Okay.
Yeah. Let me thank Hajia.
But this is my friend. Oh, is it not this guy that we were talking about the mining thing?
YK, why are you spoiling the program? You are doing this on purpose, YK.
Yeah, I don't think.
YK, have you ever phoned into news file in Ghana or let's say with Metro TV that the panelists they just barge in and start talking?
Master, stop interjecting and let him talk.
Oh, why is this?
I don't keep friends.
I'm trying to be very civil to everybody. Please.
So you can't be my friend. Now you know.
Yeah, I don't even want you.
As somebody like you, are a kid. You can't even be my friend.
I don't even keep you as my friend.
These people, what you call them animals? They always get angry, but they are from the elephant family. That's why they are behaving like this.
Yeah, so destructive.
People.
Yeah. So, Mansa Musa, what I am saying is that if you are a political watcher in the last 3-4 years, right? Mansa Musa, are you there?
I'm listening. I'm
in the last 3-4 years, John Mahama has been
NFM Radio.
Mansa Musa, how many times has John Mahama come here? How many times have state universities called him to come and deliver speeches and all that? How many times are people calling onto his office and all that, seeking for solutions? Look, they know this is the man who has the solutions to Ghana. And so when such a person is talking, we don't sit down there and just rubbish it and say, well, because he wants political power.
On the other hand, you are not suggesting that he is all beyond or above criticism, are you?
I am not saying that, but what I am trying to say is that he would only come out to talk when
No. My question, you need to answer the question. You are not suggesting to me that he is so perfect that he is above any criticism?
Who has said he shouldn't be criticized?
You mean Mahama is above criticism?
Nobody has said he is above criticism. Nobody has said that.
Okay.
All I am saying is that before we even criticize him, before we make the judgment that he has come out to say the education based thing is blah 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 blah, we need to kind of try to ascertain the level of information this man has in his hands before
you see, Mr. Joe. Let me tell you something. I've just received from two prominent, I don't want to mention it, big Ghanaian men. Both of them, maybe they don't know that I've received it from the other side. But they've just brought me a tape or a recording of Bawumia referring to Ghanaians as fraudsters. It's so damaging. But the same way, the NPP people will tell you that this guy is so brilliant that we must ascertain his brain or try to understand him. Look, the problem we are having in Africa, in Ghana, Black Africa, one of it, apart from the physical corruption, the other corruption is that we see our leaders as perfection, as perfect, as gods. That when they speak, no one speaks. No, you won't get that from me. I am in love of Mahama. But when I feel he has tripped, maybe I'm wrong, but when I feel, in my opinion, he has tripped, I will hammer it. And that don't tell me that because it's Mahama, I cannot criticize him. No way.
Nobody has said that. Nobody has said that. Before I yield my time for other people to come in. Look, Mansa Musa, nobody has said Mahama is above criticisms or is above whatever. Look, you bringing in this Baumia issue, Mansa Musa. Look, sometimes when we are making comparisons, there has to be a certain people we need to compare to. How do you even compare Baumia's, outburst to John Mahama? You think John Mahama would insult Ghanaians?
Well, I said I didn't compare. I'm saying his people, the MP people, will come and say that what he has said is sacrosanct. That is what I want you to understand.
John Mahama, look, in the history of our nation, the only politician to have come out to say that, look, I made mistakes. I'm sorry. As for
that one, yes. You see, so even that shows that he is fallible. So when we are criticizing, it doesn't make that we are enemies.
That is why I have laid that point that nobody is saying that John Mahama is an angel. Nobody is saying that.
You are a kid. You are a small boy. You can't be my friend. Joe, hold on a second. Lord, your friend is saying, Lord in Accra. Oh, maybe I saw the Lord is my shepherd. You wanted to come in, but I decided to let the conversation flow. The Lord is my shepherd. Ibrahim.
Sunday, let Hajia to come in.
Hajia no catch us obewiaka. Hajia bebe din komo keke obetite hokeke. Hajia. Okay, go on then. Okay. Yeah. Okay, go ahead, Hajia. Go ahead.
Thank you, Hajia. Mazamusa. Me ko local say the way aminu anuma. Omo nti brofo to say me because MP before the omo dey bia omo say ye nti brofo ye nim kasa omo na omo nim kasa nti omo timi dia tem ema ye di omo atem bia na
NFM Radio
enti me ko say na be ya me nuanu ma opportunity e di omo akọ oba ahima akuro no omo tie o NFM se sia eni ewiase afa na be bia a say opportunity am omo kwan am omo anko school and emun ti asie ne mo kan wo ha bro fa kese na mo kan ne amasa Musa ne panelist ni nyina e kire se enne yesuku a yesi aye ntiri ese chese no ebon nanso abro any person mi nkumia enti aban we aye ne ho ti se opesa ye bon hwema edi friend mi nua masa Musa tie His Excellency John Dramani Mahama Abba out. Abba become BB against ene SHS MPP aban we pese kase enkwala no troye no omo nyina pasi ye hu ke John Mahama mami ka BB ntrao. This is not the first time all can cry even though of the power ono onye power drug and onye hungry for power. He said they have been hungry for power and moba and throughout Sabiota Frate or boom some grant minta and a mobile touch Ghana for one district, one say, one coming, one sugar, one coming, one in Chinam, one kenke, one to that. And Kika Ghana for the Togan foot trim. A son say, blacks, Sabiota Frate, a come our Africa. And to a big catch or so about one kenke. Anyone fisher who say no $1 million constituency and yes kitwa and can 7 years in Ghana if futuru quite be any hobby. So to say minya and real teachers where a buy with the aba as just company for a year headmasters headmistresses and penny for say more beer and Pama could be and free school be a yanti be beer yanti sabi yanim san kwala ko kotro in social e binu mo wie na kwala wa kotro social wa wie no ya de no ko kan ya wa pass one and now how be kete no kwa ha ni wa passing and ebra West Africa bought 6 ones Unti me kowas. And now 40-45 in kowas. Because ya show mo. Say omunji rurabia emfa ngu hon na o ka say ya de sabe what do you call it atadwi papa ene ne aprofra na achichire ne to ma o wi a ebe enu wasem na joma ma e ka no enka aban no on kan kra on
Ajia.
Wunu nukura no say even kola no life na o kan ya dan penya mpa kete e de maga na nso say ye ntro na o tina kola ikopie mu e wa ma no ni baabi na o mu de o mu nkrata e kwa akopa eduma na say ko so o mu hwe na ehunu say tabiota prache eye hurudura na say eye don tro wake na sui ni mo a unim say eye ni mba say kese so edima.
All right. Ajia. O phone no etwitwa ko. Enti fejina hamae na menko abe so abe.
Che and then compare
Ajia.
Na oko schools no abe hume no wa san.
Ajia.
Abe tine fie 3 months.
Ajia.
Say akwala no or you better than ye na oko school 3 months. How can you compare those people?
Yo, Ajia.
Masa Musa.
Yes. Yeah, that's it. Eye. Ochina so be kan bi. Abe.
And the weapon.
Me be pon. Abe. Okay, before Abe will be ready. The West African Examination Council WAEC in Ghana has withheld results of students from 235 schools for allegedly using artificial intelligence to generate answers. The council administers the final exam in the high school across the 5 English-speaking countries, that is Nigeria, Ghana, Sierra Leone, Liberia, Gambia, that determine qualification to institutions of higher learning in those countries. Anyway, Abe, what have you got to say to this conversation?
I haven't said it. I just logged on, so I don't know what.
Okay, then unfortunately, you won't have time to discuss because I'm already coming to an end. Ajia, me 1 minute to finish so that we can.
But I say, Nyameka tire wo tie for ni say. Do mama all power crampo no. O ka tire nurses say, nurses. Mumma me kwan. Alawa na e dey mamu no. It is like you can't eat your cake and have it. Therefore, media alawa no basic hospitals, cheap compounds, or say na mama student loan, na ma ko school. Enu be impose enu the imposement beba abai bia obeba so because margin loan dey there esete mutua enti tamu wie school na eye dole se Ghana abai be ma mo ejuma na mo aye na mo de tua ka no ana na esi for abai boni we ntro abai we be ka che mo say me metime amamo alawa no na man six hospitals na mo aye ejuma wo enu ye ne enu eni ye ne even though that time no not your mama per re-election no he said it plain to the nurses or sister enu ponti ena muntu aba mamia enye hwe me ko na emum otina bi mo be time ene nurses hia your mama omuka chen say your mama we are sorry come back na be your mama mai entimedia okay one your mama he will always speak truth to power he doesn't care say obeka na Ghana akosu ye ni tie obeka sa I don't know if Ghana
okay, thank you very much indeed. Thank you Mr. YK, thank you Joe, thank you Dr. Manshia, thank you.
Can I ask one last thing?
Quickly, I need to go home. Yeah, quickly.
Your report said WAEC has cancelled out exams of how many schools?
235, yeah.
That happened in our history before.
Well, everything has a beginning, isn't it?
you see how prophetic John Mahama is. Thank you very much.
Everything, Mr. Is it Thompson?
Yeah, Thompson.
As in Thompson what? Because
Thompson Ajama, an ambassador for Christ.
Right. What? I don't know if you have been listening, but what have you got for us?
I don't know. I mean, I just connected it, so I don't know what you guys are talking about.
I see. I was expecting some. You are you joining us from Ghana or you are in UK? Hello, Thompson. Your system is breaking down. But are you in Ghana or you are in UK?
It's in America.
Oh, you are in America.
Yeah, Thompson.
I think you are breaking up. I can hear you.
Yeah, you are breaking up. We are talking about. Listen, I will be very quick because I need to go. But we are talking about education in Ghana. The recent education and it's the conversation going around. One group saying that the kids are doing very, very, very well in spite of everything, and the other group are saying no. This result shouldn't be taken on face value because look as if the kids are being helped to cheat. So, Mr. Thompson and Abe, if you are listening, this is what we are discussing, and Mahama has gone on to say that the kids have been helped to cheat. Others are saying he shouldn't have said that, and the rest. So this is generally what we are discussing. Since you guys are here, I bet we have to give you the opportunity 1 minute or 2 minutes each to share your opinion. So Thompson, take it away if you are ready.
Well, I mean, I don't know what is going on with the connection because I didn't hear.
Okay, Thompson, it looks like let's do it another time.
I don't know what you guys are talking about.
Yeah, fair enough. Thompson, let's do it another time.
Are you talking about the free HSS or are you talking about the...
Well, there's a lot of conversation going on in Ghana about the recent result. The West Africa Examination Council, whether it is the Ghana, what we call it, the Ghana version of the West Africa Examination Council results, which the government is using to, what we call it, vindicate itself, that the children are doing very well.
Leave and come back again because it's still breaking. I can't hear you.
Okay, it is rather strange. Someone in America, it should be very... Okay, Abe, quickly. I think I've explained. So put your 6 pence in quickly so we can go home.
Mansa Musa, you see, our educational system as a whole needs to be reformed or reviewed continuously. I don't think the students writing. Yeah, I don't think our students writing and passing exams alone is what we want our educational system to achieve. So just using that to judge, the success or not of that is an ideal thing to do. I think we need to encourage more, or we need to have more of STEM education. And the missing link in our educational system, the missing link is how we can fuse education with industry. I remember when I was going to school, the few occasions I had opportunity
NFM Radio.
Do some vacation training or some training from on holidays in industry helped me a lot. And I always say, when you are at school, 1 day spent in the work environment alone teaches you a lot. So the missing link in our educational system is how we can emphasize the practical aspects. Both through my secondary education, I had some opportunity to work, even though briefly, and I could feel the level of confidence I had when I went back to school. Unfortunately, at uni, it was only on one occasion. Normally, before we vacated, they would give us letters to go and look for jobs. About 90-something% of all of us will not get any job. Not at all. There are only 1 or 2 jobs I had because I know most of the managers were my teachers. So they were able to consider. But in that case, the level of exposure I had was so beneficial that I feel as a student, whatever subjects you are studying, you should be given the opportunity. And I think we should lay much more emphasis on, the various training programs like apprenticeship or internships and so on. MUSA, imagine here, like it happens here. Imagine you are doing journalism or you are doing broadcasting and you have the opportunity to train at the BBC as an apprentice, which happens here. By the time you come out, at least your confidence is there. You've done most of the things you need to do. So these educational reforms we are talking about, look, this SSS thing started during Rollins' time with this particular vision in mind. Okay, they are going to bridge the gap between industry and schooling. It never happened. The same thing we are doing. Passing a WAEC examination paper is nothing. WAEC examination paper, you can have A, but if you can't do the thing, if you don't know what you're about, because sometimes when you go to the field, that can even inform you to choose the area you want to go. But we've left everything to book, and it's not helping us.
The point you are making is very, very, very important.
So I feel whether it is whichever government is coming, fine, we need education, we need all of these things. But we need to link industry properly.
Let me chip in here. You see, that experiment didn't work, the JSS thing. It was a rather good, good on paper. It's a good attempt, but it didn't work in our case. I don't know why. Because at that time, they got to know, those with the knowledge told the soldiers in power, they got to know that Germany, they had more artisans, more practical engineers than lawyers and office workers. And that's why they developed. So they wanted to revamp our education for us to create less of the humanities and more of practical things. Like here in this country, when I came here, the first company I worked for directly, I realized that the project manager in the office with me, then we had the head of the carpentry, something like the carpenters, their manager. The carpenter's manager was on 92K. I'm talking about 2007-8, thereabout. 92,000 a year. And the project manager was on 60K. You understand? The practical, you see, the plumbers were making huge sums of money. Electricians, the carpenters, the office workers were making little. But in our mentality, in our tradition, it's all about, look at Ghana, what is happening. Everybody is going to the bar. Everybody is a lawyer. A country like that will never prosper. A country like that. So I totally agree with you, Abi. You have brought a new dimension to the discussion.
The German thing, they have it in about 2 or 3 forms. When you go into the school, from the secondary school, they call it gymnasium.
Yes.
They have like a stream. When they see that maybe you fit more into a 10-car program, they advise you to enroll into, they used to have programs they call VFI.
Mm-hmm.
So they have forgotten they are professional schools or professional schule and so on. So immediately you take the path you feel will be okay for you, or maybe based on the teacher's advice. You see, the reason why German, when you have 2 or 3 PhDs, you write all of them against your name. Do you understand?
Mm.
Some people who are, let's say, professors and so on, you will be surprised they can call your wife too as professor. So if you are a medical doctor, medical professor, they are very specific. You know why? Because it takes them time.
Yes.
To finish their school.
Of course.
And what happens is that almost every student in Germany, and Austria, they're similar. What they do is you will be working whilst going to school.
I'm very happy you are bringing this knowledge to bear. No, I trained in Soviet Union and Russia. They deal with practical. You see, the practical knowledge in Ghana. Abe, let me cite this example. In Ghana, I remember I went to a technical training center. Then after 1 year, you have to go and do practical. But how many of the students will have practicals to do? I was lucky because my dad was a soldier. They pushed me to Burma Camp Base Workshop to go walk around, apprentice, that sort of thing. Many of my colleagues couldn't get that chance. Then later, I went to another school sponsored by Mercedes-Benz of Germany. Jesus Christ. When we went on practicals, they had this like a mechanical, what do we call it, station at Tema, the industrial area, for Mercedes-Benz Casbora engines. Now, what you have learned in the book, you go and you see that Mercedes-Benz truck, the engine sitting down, skeleton, then you know that, you got a lot to learn. If you can transfer that, what we call it, the theory, into the practicals, my friend, where did you read? You see, this is how the training was. But now, in Ghana, everybody wants to be a lawyer.
Yeah, because that is where people feel is the easy way out. Mansa Musa, UK here. They have almost every company or something. They charge them apprenticeship levy.
Yes.
Almost every company.
Yes. Yes.
You understand? Charge them apprenticeship levy.
Yes.
It goes into the program. Do you understand?
For them to train a young apprenticeship.
Yes, we need a whole educational framework.
No, Abe, we have a problem. Our mentality, even me myself, even me. When my mom said that, I finished the first year, I have to go and do apprenticeship. My mom wasn't happy to hear the word apprentice. You understand? The mentality alone, that apprentice, is so degrading in our vocabs that you can. But that is where we are. Abe, I should have finished 25 minutes ago. I thank you very much. Let's do it another time. Hopefully, I will get my people from Accra. Mr. This man couldn't come. What do you call Franklin Kujo couldn't come, and Bright Simmons sent me a message that is unfortunate he cannot join. We should make it another. So fair enough. Listen, yeah.
Now you can hear me.
Well, if you want to come in as quickly, because honestly, I've got to finish. But since you are here, I'll give you the respect, and go ahead. What do you want to say?
Yes, we are talking about education in Ghana. Yeah, Abi, listen, Dr. Dubai.
Yes.
Yeah, Doc. Yeah, how are
you? Yeah, fantastic. You see, the problem we have in Ghana is about the structure, the systems of education. As we know, we are talking about the apprenticeship or whatever. Was where are the industries? for people to go, right, and do the physical thing. You know, we don't have, you know, such a thing, you know, in Ghana, like here in the US, right? When you are going to school, you can still work, right? You can still work, and then at the same time also, you see our system, education system in Ghana, like university education, like all the people they start in first year, they have to take the same course, they have to finish like 3 years or 4 years. But here it's not like that. But here it's go about the credits. So you can decide to choose like 6, 12 credits or 9 credits, and then still what? And still work. You see? And then that one will give you the experience. Because for me, right, when I was going to school, I was going to pharmacy school. I was working as a technician for a pharmacy. So when I finished the pharmacy school, I don't have to go to look for a job anymore.
Exactly. You have the experience already.
I have this one. So what they do is they have to just upgrade you, change you from technician to pharmacist. That's it. You see? But in our part of the world, no, we don't have such a thing over there. How many industries they have over there? So people are going to what? To law schools, because the law schools, they know what they are going to use it for. They're going to try and go into politics.
The law school, they don't practice the law well. They don't practice the law well.
Yeah. They're not even the law they are practicing.
All right. Listen, gentlemen, it's so nice of you. I know you guys have a lot to say, but my producer is giving me, in fact, he's falling asleep, so he wants to go. But the point is, Thompson, how did you get the link up? Did you receive any message from me or from somewhere?
From CPAC, you know CPAC, from YK's WhatsApp.
Oh, okay. What I want to say is that next time, take it up quickly, share it, and ask others to come and join as well, so that we can all have a discussion. But big time, thank you very much. So, and you are on that platform as Thompson, right? Hello, Thompson.
What? Sorry, what did you say?
Are you on the platform as Thompson?
Yes, he is.
Hello?
Thompson, can you hear me? Okay.
What can give you my information, everything?
All right, fair enough. Listen, the line is becoming rougher and rougher. Thank you all, including everybody, YK, Joseph, Abe, that guy Ibrahim, Dr. Ambrose Amensha, all those of you. Hajia, Mambudia, Asama to me. Thank you very much for your time.
Yeah, tell your people it's not a matter of post changing. It's a matter of who implement the most efficient and the most effective policy.
Yati.
You understand?
We will carry on with this. We will talk more. Believe me. Yeah. We will let them listen. Yeah, we will force them to listen. Thank you very much, Abe, and the rest of you. Have a good night.
Bye.
Right, so MANSA MUSA, this is where I bring the curtains down. Thank you, all of you. Hopefully you'll do it all over again next week. Tomorrow morning, tomorrow afternoon, and that's 12 o'clock Ghana time, 12 o'clock UK time. Vivi Nash and the crew will be here. The program is called Help Your Neighbor. And I will come and host them, so I'll be the producer for Vivi Nash. Have a nice evening. Cheers. Bye-bye. That's
Look at you, I'm a sewa, about heaven. I'm done, I'm a summer done. I'll tell you where. Yeah, about heaven. Oh, Emiara. It's a more constraint, I'm a sewa. When you catch the yo, and you just never see.